Now, welcome to a recap re-review of Andor Season 1, the first episode called...
Casa.
Which means Cassian. It's
his name from when he was a kid.
Yeah.
That's what his sister called him.
Yeah, back on Kenari.
Alright, I'll start it by prefacing that we are watching the 4K Steelbook version, so if Disney decides someday in the future that they want to make edits or make it disappear from Disney Plus altogether, we have it. I want to start by saying, the minute you fired it up and they got through that little mask intro thing they like to do, that music, coming back to that Andor music when they put the little eclipse up on the screen, scrolling up the word Andor, it hits you.
The soundtrack was very, very good.
Forgot how great the music is throughout. How it totally shifts through the tones, it shifts through locations, and it's really, really deserves full credit.
It does. It deserves more credit than it probably receives. Because there are some tracks in there that are stuck in my head, like the whole One Way Out. There, I can hear it just always.
Oh yeah, they live in there.
Yeah.
Alright, well the show starts out on Morlana One in 5 BBY. Literally like the first thing they show you, which I love after you watch the back of Cassian walk through the rain heading somewhere, is he turns a corner and boom, you see a red light, showing you that you are entering the red light district.
Yeah, showing you this is going to be a little more of an adult Star Wars. I think that's the best way to kick it off.
It's a clever preface without just telling you. Yes. I love that this show did exactly what you always say, show, don't tell.
Oh my god, it does that so well. It's amazing how many things that once you have seen the whole series and you go back and watch this first episode, because the big complaint about Andor is like, oh, the first 3 episodes are kind of a little slow, they're not great. But knowing where this is all going and understanding the greater context and understanding the intricacies that are already in the first episode, and you're like, oh my goodness.
Going back and rewatching, it's a delight because of that.
It is, because you know where it's going and you understand the things that the first time you watch, you're like, I don't really get all of this. Like, what exactly is going on here? And now that you know, and you're like, oh my goodness, this is so well written.
All right, so he walks down the alleyway. That kind of reminds me a little bit of Blade Runner, a little bit of
It has a definite
Fifth
Blade
Element.
Runner, yeah. A very Blade Runner vibe to it. I like it. But still Star Wars, don't get me wrong.
Walks into the brothel. The Star Wars
it's a bar
brothel.
with extras.
Oh, the bar-othel? Brothel.
Yes.
All right, when we see the company men, the security guards who work for Premor corporate security stuff, drunk, and on a little bit of a power trip with a little bit of an inferiority complex when Cassian draws the attention of the
ladies.
Lady of the night first.
Jeez, okay. Yeah.
It's so interesting because you can tell Cassian's not doing anything. No, he's not really paying much attention to them. Ladies. He's not there for them. He's got a mission. He's got what he wants to do in mind, and it has nothing to do with the ladies or them.
No, he's looking for his sister,
tripping up on, it's a slow night, and why are you helping him? And we are so important. We are so important that they follow him out into the night, because you know what? If they're not going to get attention from the ladies, they are going to get attention on Cassian's dime.
Okay, I was thought you were going to get it from Cassian. I was like, whoa, I didn't. Yeah. Maybe they did change something. Disney changed something. I don't remember that part.
Yeah, so then the drunk cops decide, we're going to shake him down. We're going to get some cash. Yeah. And then the whole show hinges on the next moment on an accident.
Yeah, it's amazing how everything that happens next is because of these 2 security guards just deciding, you know what, that's a mark. We can target this guy and get some money.
And then one of them gets shoved a little too hard in the tussle. Hits his head or something. Who knows what exactly?
Yeah, we don't even know exactly what killed him. But...
And he's dead. And now Cassian's like, oh gosh, what do I do? Because the other guy, despite the fact that he's saying he's going to let Cassian off, it was an accident. You had nothing to do with it. You know he's going to rat on him. He's going to turn him in and make trouble. So Cassian feels cornered and he takes steps.
Yeah, he shoots. I mean, it's kind of strange that the guy that the show is named after, our hero of the show, really is like, he kind of killed him in cold blood right away. I mean, not exactly...
I mean, corrupt cops and...
Yeah, it's not like he did it out of cold blood. That's the wrong way to put it, but...
And it's not like Cassian's the person of the year, either. As we find out as soon as we get onto Ferrix, when he heads back and we see B2 for the first time, and they have a little music shift and a cute introduction to that character. Yeah. And then B2 has to tell him, oh, Marva is talking bad about you again to Brasso, saying, you know, where's Cassian? He's probably out doing nefarious things. Weaseling people out of money, spending money he doesn't have. He's got debt he owes all over the place. So they're giving you all this like little background information that you're watching what Cassian's doing and you kind of disregard it as idle chatter, but it actually is really great character development.
Yeah, a good introduction to B2, who might end up being K2.
That's my theory.
That is your theory. Yeah, I like it.
I think part of... I mean, even the voice...
The voice, I thought the same thing.
It sounds a little bit like, hey, you could Alan Tudyk. It'd be so close.
Kind of had a similar attitude as well.
Yeah.
I see it. I think it's going
the
that
slight
route.
innocence. I think there's something.
Yeah.
I really want there to be. I want B2 to live on and eventually save Cassian, you know.
Yeah.
Right, next we move into Ferrix. Ferrix looks beautiful. Not beautiful because it's glorious to look at, but from yes. It's a lot like the character Brasso, who he meets next. It's the salt of the earth community. This is what you get. You look at all of it and you can see what Ferrix is.
Yeah, you know what they're doing.
It's a worn down place, but you can tell it's still cared about, it's still loved, but it looks lived in, it's worked in, everything is perfect. You know what type of place it is by looking at it.
And the people, you just get a sense and a feel for everything just from the aesthetics of it all.
This looks like a place where people work hard, they work manual labor, they work with their hands. That's what this place looks like, and it's great. Then we get to meet Brasso, because Cassian's begging him for an alibi.
But he's not. It's so cleverly done because it's not like it's not like Cassian goes up to Brasso and it's like, "Hey, I need an alibi. Okay, let's make up a story."
He comes up,
He comes up and just starts talking like, "Hey, we're two friends." You immediately, at Brasso immediately knows what Cassian's getting at, and you, the audience, are like slowly catching on. Like, "Oh, I see where we're going with this." He's
telling him, "This is what we were doing. Are you going to cover for me?"
Yeah, it's refreshing to have a Star Wars show kind of treat you like you're not an idiot. Because I feel like too often the dialogue, and Lucas is famous for some
heavy-handedness.
Yes, exactly, and that's fine. But here it's nice to have a different feel to the Star Wars dialogue where you're like, oh, these feel like real people, real conversation.
He didn't walk up to him and go, "I need an alibi, friend Brasso, who I have known for many years."
Okay, friend Cassian, I know we have been friends since we were children.
I know you are not the greatest guy, friend Cassian, and I love your mom Marvas, so I will cover for you. No, they did it in such a clever way.
Exactly, yeah.
That they never play down thinking that their audience is less.
They treat you like you're intelligent.
They understand your audience. Nice. We're going to figure out what's happening. And we do. Then we get to move back to the Morlana One corporate security to see Cyril.
Another great scene. Another scene that treats you with intelligence where you have to figure out what's going on, where it's not just like, hey, we need a story here because nobody wants to deal with this, and these weren't really good guys anyway.
Right.
So why investigate their murder?
I mean, and they have to make comments about how Cyril's too diligent. He's over-prepped for this briefing. He's got the tailored...
just the little things.
Uniform.
Yep. He
doesn't treat it like a job. This is his career. This is his life.
He takes it seriously.
Everything. You can tell, and it's so weird to me. Because think of it this way. Cyril totally overlooks the fact that these two corporate security officers, even after his boss plain as day put it out for him, we shouldn't have this leisure district.
Yep.
Those people shouldn't have been there. They shouldn't have been able to afford being there, which means they're probably doing something else underhanded.
Yeah.
He talks about the fact that these are corrupt officers who were doing everything they shouldn't do, but all Cyril can concentrate on is they were murdered.
Well, he's not wrong. I mean, it's still a murder, right?
It is still a murder.
It doesn't matter that they weren't the best of people.
Right.
And they were doing shady, illegal things. They were still murdered.
But
and
he also wouldn't listen to his boss. His boss was saying, hey, I'm going to be reporting stuff to the Empire about our crime rates. Now is not a good time to be talking about security officers being murdered.
Yeah. But it's the second string in the dominoes, right? You talked about how you had this chance encounter where these two security officers get all drunk and in their head and go mess with Cassian. There's domino one, and it hits the next domino, which is Cyril, who was like, everybody else wants to say, you know what, these were bad guys, sweep it under the rug. I got numbers to report on. But Cyril's like, no, I'm investigating this. We're figuring this out.
If the numbers didn't have to be reported on, they might have.
Yeah.
This is another little cog in the wheels here.
You just see the pieces falling into place.
Then we get to move on to seeing Bix. Which is, I like Bix quite a bit. And I like that over and over during the conversation between Cassian and Bix, Cassian kept going, hey, your contact, which we know is Luthen or Axis, your contact has said he wants to meet me. They're implying that they've been doing this underhanded, shady, scavenging parts, selling business for quite some time. Even the fact that, hey, does your new boyfriend, does he know?
Yeah.
No, he doesn't know.
Timmy.
The fact, that she goes to the shop later, and he knows what they're there for. This is a chain that has been set up for a long time. It's established. This isn't anything new.
No.
So I really love that they do something like, hey, your contact wanted to meet me, right? Well, now's the chance because I need to run, but I'm not going to tell her that.
Yeah, I need money. I need credits. I need to get out of here.
Yeah, it's time to go.
He's very selfish here. He's, it's kind of funny because by the end of the season, spoiler alert, he's like, I don't care. I want to defeat the Empire by any means necessary. I want to take him down.
It's such a change from serving one to serving.
Exactly. Yeah. You see this selfish, I need to make credits and sell this piece of Empire tech to get out of here. And then in the end, again.
What's even fun at the end of the season, he's still not just serving more people. He's still just serving himself. He's going after personal revenge. Yeah. It's not really until Rogue One that he turns more selfless. We're seeing him evolve from personally self-serving to protecting his close loved ones and wanting revenge.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's character development through time, and it's lovely.
It's well done.
I do have to say, watching Bix walk through Ferrix was, again, I love the color palette they chose for Ferrix. Yellow, orange, red, brown, some smattering of greens, a little bit of blue. They covered a very earthy type tone, autumn type feel, which is a comforting, warm colors, which makes you think of a warm community. Yeah,
you get that sense. I mean, everything we learned later on with the bricks and the people.
It's warm and comforting.
Yeah. So it's a community. It's a community, as you said.
I do applaud, and I know that they actually built Ferrix, so I do applaud the work done there. And then they go back to Cyril.
Everybody's favorite.
Yep, because Cyril seems to be overstepping his bounds in his overzealousness, that he's demanding things of employees that you kind of wonder.
Oh, yeah, he's an officer. And
you kind of wonder, though, how much can he actually do? Because even the guys are like, so, overtime. We're not allowed to have overtime. Well, his name's on the time card.
Yeah.
They understand he's breaking protocols. He's breaking rules to do what he wants.
See, what works here so well for me is they feel like real people. And I've said before, I think one of the keys to what made Star Wars work originally, way back in 1977, is those characters felt like real people in a spectacular setting. And again, here, Star Wars feels like these are just real people going about their life.
Yeah. Eating noodles at his desk because the boss is out meeting with the Empire.
Yeah, it feels organic, right? We've all had the job where the boss is out. Let's, you just slack a little, the mouse is, or
when the cat's away,
the mice will play. The saying, I get it backwards, but.
Yeah, I don't know why you
I don't know, maybe I was.
Well, the mouse is away, the cats will play.
Well, yeah, because they got nothing else to do. They can't chase the seat. Makes sense.
Whatever. And then finally, I kind of like how easy it was when you see the flashbacks for Cassian on his home planet of Kenari with his sister, seeing the ship going down, and you see this little tribe of children that you don't quite understand at this point. Why are we looking at this tribe of children on this planet? Yeah. We understand that this is Cassian, but we understand the kids without actually getting subtitles and what they're saying. We understand exactly what's going on.
Yeah, we get the
They're
idea.
Putting together a quote-unquote scouting or war party to go
a team.
To go and explore the crashing ship.
Yep.
They originally didn't want Cassian to come. He's a bit smaller, so maybe too young.
He's a little young,
but he's putting on the face paint. They're allowing it. He's going to go with, and his sister does not get to go.
Yep. That's kind of the first domino when you think about it. What if Cassian doesn't go?
What if
he doesn't ever separate because he never meets Marva and
spoilers.
True, yeah, but I'm assuming most people are here for the recap and our random discussion.
Right. But the last thing to say is it's really easy to see why they had to do the 3-episode opening.
Yes, because out of context, again, if this is the first thing you watch,
it feels very slow. Episode 1 when you don't know the pieces that it's setting up.
And it is not a complete episode, really. You really feel like it just kind of stops. I mean, really, the first 3 episodes are kind of an episode.
They made these in arcs. They're almost meant to be watched and enjoyed that way.
Yes.
I mean, you can enjoy them fine. After the first arc, I think you can watch in pieces a little more successfully. But the first 3 episodes needed to be put together because you do need a full story about what's going on with the security people, what is Bix up to, what has Cassian been doing.
Yeah, it's very vague in a way.
It is very vague, and it's not enough information.
Yeah, I will absolutely agree. If that had been the only episode they showed when it premiered, I would have been like, what?
Yeah, I don't know if I would have been as hooked as I was when they gave us the 3.
Like I said, I admit the first 3 episodes are the weakest of the 3, I guess is the best way to put it. They're not bad
weakest of the
by any
arcs,
stretch. Yeah, but it is slower. It's an introduction, and it takes a while to build. And then by episode 4, 5, 6, and into
we haven't even met most of our cast.
No,
we haven't gotten to Mon Mothma and what's going on Coruscant. We haven't gotten to Luthen Rail. We're missing a lot of our main characters.
75% of the
Dedra,
characters.
Yeah, we haven't gotten a lot of information, and so the 3-episode arc kind of needed to be a thing. Yeah.
Yeah, so not a great episode in and of itself, per se, but certainly when you know where this is going, it actually becomes much, much better on a rewatch. All right, well, that is going to be all we got for you this time. Now it is your turn. Take to the comments below. Tell us what you thought of the first episode of Andor upon rewatch, or maybe not rewatch, just in general. Whatever the case may be, leave those comments below. Let's talk some Star Wars. And until next time, and we will be doing all 12, thanks for watching.